Hello rangefinder guys, if you're into developing your own film, you might take a look at using bulk films. On the major brands you already can save a few bucks, but it gets really cheap when you're using the cheaper ones, like the Rolei APX 400 and Kentmere 400. Those are really cheap compared to 18 to 20 single rolls. So what do you need? You need a film canister. Maybe you already own a few of those, the cheap plastic ones, but you might also know the problems that comes with it. The sticky tape tend to get loose on hot summer days and makes a mess in your camera. And then there are these velvet strips, and they don't get better by the time. So you can use those maybe a year or something, and then you have to throw them away and buy new ones. There's also the ultra cheap way to do is by reusing used disposable film canisters. And you can do this by not fully rewinding the film back in the canister, so you can pull it out for developing and cutting and gluing fresh film to the part that sticks out. And there's of course the golden way to do this, the Leica way, by using the IXMOO film canister, of course made out of brass, made in Germany by Leica, built to last 500 years at least. And I will show this to you. So almost 100 years ago, the Leica engineers managed to use the turning of the knob on the bottom of your Leica to open a window or a gate in the film spool. So this one is an IXMOO film spool made for the M1s, and this one is made for the screw mount Leicas. You can tell the difference by the height. The screw mount one is a little bit taller. And you can tell the difference by the little thingy that sticks out here on the bottom. The screw mount ones don't have them. So again, the left one is Filca, the right one is IXMOO. So how does it work? I'll demonstrate this to you by putting the spool on the bottom plate and turning the knob. And you can see by turning the knob on the bottom plate, the window opens and closes. Now it's in the closed position of the camera. The gate is open, as you can see here. And if you open the base plate, the canister will close light tight. Okay? So the light has no chance to get into the spool. That's genius, right? So now I will show you how the different parts of the spool look. It's made out of 3 parts, as you can see here, and there's a bit of film left in here. So you only have to cut the edges and push it through the spool. And now I will show you how to load the IXMOO system or the IXMOO canister. So, of course, you need a daylight loader, and you maybe own one of those already. So here it is. And you see the left knob, which maybe you always thought this one is a little bit strange because it had some kind of disc inside, and the disc is really for the IXMOO system. Maybe you didn't know this. So I have to use the blower. So, okay, let's prepare the film. So you have to do this by cutting the third hole and cutting the film. My tip would be not to make edges with the skizzer, so the film tend to get ripped off. Using the radius of the sprocket hole is better because it's a radius. So as you can see, the great disc here, it always makes you wonder what it's for, is used to open and close this the film canister. Voila! I've always wondered what it is for. It's really for the IXMOO system. So there's a piece of metal in the spool itself, in the slit of the spool, that really grabs the film. So you can really not pull it out again. It's really strong. It's like a claw that holds it. It never gets loose if it's in good condition. So put it in the film loader, and there's the gray disc. So, but you have to be careful. You can use the blower. You can mess things up because there's an extra step. You see the knob again, and the canister tends to close itself if you wind the film, so you have to hold the knob, like I do, tight, so it doesn't roll into closed position. Okay, that would scratch the film because it would be rubbed against the brass. The usual procedure. So now you have to remember, do not forget to close the canister. This is an extra step, not required by your usual film canisters. I've done it wrong a few times. I opened the flap and I saw the canister still open. So remember that. Close the film gate on the canister as well as the film gate on the daylight load. So the film is safe in the film canister, and now it gets cut off. And while you're at it, you can already cut the edges of the film, so you don't have to do this in your changing bag, and you don't have those little pieces of film in your changing bag, the edges, which gets maybe they get into the development tank, which is not a good thing. So now I will demonstrate how the film fits on the development spool. So this is to demonstrate why I cut the edges. So it might be not interesting for you. If you like to get one of those IXMOO, they are not cheap. Here in Europe, you pay for the naked complete IXMOO spool maybe around 20 euros. If they are like new and the package comes with it, the original package comes with it, they may be around $50. But it's worth it because you save a lot of money by using bulk films, and they are really reliable because they don't have parts that get broken or light seals that get messed up by the time. So they're really reliable, and they are built to last for centuries at least, maybe another 100 years. And they are fun to use because it's a precision thing, like everything that's made by Leica. So here are my tips for getting them. You can get them, of course, at Craigslist or eBay at the usual places. And if it's a private seller, chances are the seller don't know even the name of the spool. There's often called Leica set spools or Leica set film canister because the letter set is on one side of the canister. And here's again the difference. On the left side, the IXMOO system for the Leica M cameras, and on the right side, the filter for M39 cameras. Good luck!